The lead singer of the famous Motown group, the Four Tops, is suing a Michigan hospital for racial discrimination. On April 7th, Alexander Morris, who took over in 2019 as lead singer of the hugely successful Detroit-based musical group, is experiencing chest pains and shortness of breath. So those are very serious issues. So he went to Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital in order to get himself checked out to make sure that he wasn't having a heart-related issue. This is a man who has heart conditions, so obviously very important to make sure that you go to the hospital to get checked out. So he goes in, he reports the symptoms, gets oxygen, and then tells a nurse and a security guard, hey, look, I'm concerned about possible fans and even stalkers finding out that I'm here and possibly interfering with both the hospital and perhaps even his treatment. So he's like, look, the reason I'm concerned about that is I'm a member of the Four Tops. I'm the lead singer. And what was the response? Yeah, sure you are. I'm the Tooth Fairy. Wait a minute. What? But wait, it gets worse. After he said that, he was then taken off of oxygen, put in a straitjacket, and had been ordered by the doctor to get a psychological evaluation. They thought he was nuts. Now, Morris is like, whoa, hold on. I am who I say I am. I'm here. I've got my ID. I can prove that I'm Alexander Morris. When he offered that, a security guard was like, no, I don't care. Sit your black ass down. Now, at that point, remember, Morris is still in the middle of having a medical emergency. So he's having trouble breathing. And he's like, okay, look, please, just, I don't care if you don't believe, just put me out back on the oxygen, okay? No. The employees ignored him. And then when he asked, okay, just give me my stuff back, I'll go elsewhere, okay? If you don't want to believe me, you don't want to treat me, fine. I'll go to another hospital. They refused. They refused to release him and kept him restrained in a straitjacket with guards, security guards, surrounding him. So, I mean, understand, heart condition, medical emergency, and instead of treating him, the hospital staff's like, no, this guy's nuts, stick him in a straitjacket. He obviously can't be the lead singer of the Four Tops. I mean, it must be crazy. No, insanity. Complete and total insanity. And super, like, just incredibly racist. All right, but it gets worse. So Morris's wife, she arrives at the hospital. And, she's like, hey, my husband's here. Is he okay? He is the lead singer for the Four Tops. The nurse was like, nuh-uh. No, he's just some crazy guy. She's like, no, I can prove it. I can prove it. I have a video of him literally performing at the Grammys. Let me show it to you. So she did, and the nurse was like, I believe we have made a terrible mistake. Oh no. So she tells the doctor, and the doctor ends up canceling the psychological evaluation and was like, oh, sorry about that. Here's a $25 gift card to Meijer for your trouble. Sorry we held you for 90 minutes during your medical emergency. Here's 25 bucks. Again, he was forcibly restrained for 90 minutes. It's an hour and a half. And he should have been getting health care. And they think, well, $25 gift card, that should make everything okay. No. The absolute caucasity of this. Jesus Christ. So, of course, he afterwards, he's like, all right, I'm going to sue this hospital. All right. So his lawsuit says that as a result of racism, he received a deliberate misdiagnosis and received a lower standard of medical care that amounted to racial discrimination and delaying of his actual diagnosis. What was his actual diagnosis? He was diagnosed with a heart infraction, meaning his heart was not pumping enough blood. And so when you get to a certain point for the infraction, you would have to, obviously get on the transplant list, If it's low enough, it is not compatible with human life. Okay, you could die from it, basically. And so, not only that, but he also had pneumonia and had suffered 3 seizures during that 90-minute stay. 3 seizures. So, I mean, that right there is an example of racism in healthcare. Okay, good example of it. It exists. But if you didn't think that this story had gotten bad enough, no. Well, just wait, it gets worse. After the incident in the hospital, the security guard, one of the security guards who worked at the hospital, reached out to Morris and said, there's stuff that you don't know. The guard who was in contact with you and had restrained you and told you to sit your black ass down, he had previously made racist comments to his coworkers and had been reported to have frequently have used excessive force with other hospital patients. Primarily black people. That guard was not suspended, nor was he disciplined at all, especially after this most recent incident. That security guard also witnessed the other hospital employees tampering with evidence concerning an internal incident that was filed, and said he believed an account of a racial slur being used was removed from the report. Employees were also alleged to have been ordered not to talk about the incident, and the suit, at the end of the day, names the hospital, the nurse, and the security guard, and then seeks more than $75,000 in damages and a jury trial. Let's get it all out there. All right. So look, this incident is disastrous. It's beyond the pale. I couldn't imagine being treated like this. But black people deal with it all the time. And that's something that, you know, a lot of people still, to this day, don't understand. They don't get it. Because they've never been treated like that. They can't imagine someone else being treated like that. But it's true. It happens all the time. There is implicit bias, and then there's explicit bias against racial minorities in healthcare. Obviously the racial slurs, that's an explicit bias against minorities, right? But there's also implicit ones where they have to wait longer. If you're black, you have to wait longer for emergency care. You are, falsely told or considered that you're maybe faking when you claim to have pain, right? You're just faking it to get drugs, okay? To get strong medications. That's one of the biases that are in healthcare. And so black patients are very, very aware of this and actually try to prepare their appearance as to not be treated unfairly during a medical visit. So, I mean, imagine you're having a medical issue and you're like, wait a minute, I've got to put on my best Sunday clothes, or else someone is going to accuse me of being a homeless person or a drug addict or whatever because of the color of my skin. That's what black people have to go through all the time. In fact, according to a 2023 poll by KFF, 55% of black respondents believe that they must be very careful about their appearance to be treated fairly at medical visits. Nearly 30% of them claim they prepare to be insulted by medical staff. Wow. And 54% of black respondents said that they have experienced at least one type of discrimination, not just in healthcare, but in daily life, right? At least a few times in the past year, including getting poor service at stores and restaurants, being threatened, harassed, or treated as if they were not intelligent. So, look, again, if you're one of the people who don't believe that racism exists in this country, that, oh no, we've ironed that whole thing out, everything's fine, there is no racism anymore, we had a black president. No, that's not true at all. Racism does exist, it does happen, it is systemic, there is implicit and explicit biases that exist, and it's very real, and examples like this, pretty extreme, at least to someone like myself. But, maybe if I ask a black person in the audience, you might be like, no, this is pretty par for the course for us. So it just shows that this is another example that there is a lot of work to do in our society in combating racism. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.